What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Daybreak podcast. I think we're in episode 6, episode 7, maybe. Um,
Something like that.
yeah, something like that. We're getting there. We're getting there. Um, anyways, it's another episode. We don't have a lot on the schedule. We were actually supposed to have a guest come on, but it got a little tricky, so we're gonna try to get him on next week. It's gonna be a pretty
hmm
destiny-filled podcast next week. So if you're interested to that, come in, check out. But yeah, it's just gonna be chill. It's gonna be the first podcast in a while where it's just me and Luke.
Yeah, no, we've definitely been more of uh more of like having guests on rather than just like us two shooting the shit.
Yeah, we haven't shot the shit in a while.
Yeah.
So I guess we don't have to do a third intro. We don't have to introduce someone else. Also,
Yeah.
quick thing. Luke's camera was being weird and he's just going no camera, but I was like, you know what? All of you guys probably just listen to this in the background anyway, so it didn't really matter. But
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
yeah, so it is what it is. All right. So Luke, let's get into our week in review, man.
hmm
How was your week?
My week was eh. um I visited my family at home for a bit. It was cool. I had David over for a bit. That was fun.
There you go.
Um, this week has been pretty much just like studying, preparing for finals.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty boring later on into the week.
There you
Today has
go.
been a pretty boring day.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that.
How about
Um,
you, my man?
Dude, honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to the viewers. I had a very challenging week. This week, I had, but a positive was I had Preston Buys spend 2 nights at my house, which was really cool. He's a
Hell
great
yeah.
guy, super chill guy. We were talking about him on the last podcast with Gus. He's arguably one of the best spike ball players in the world. So it was really cool to have him there. I got to learn a lot about the game, just like from him being around and talking about it and stuff like that. But
hmm
it was a challenge. Like, besides that, like, it was cool, but it was a challenging week for me, man. School was kicking my ass. Mentally, I wasn't really there this week. So it was kind of hard. So
Oh, I
I,
feel that.
yeah, and like honestly, I feel like everyone has those weeks where they're just hard weeks. It's a lot to get through. Either you're
Oh
just
yeah.
yeah, either it's just like a bunch of schoolwork that you have to do, maybe like something in your personal life happened, or
hmm
all those things.
It's
Or
okay to have those weeks. It's
yeah,
it's okay to have just like a period of time where you're just going through it. You
yeah,
know?
yeah. And so I was kind of sitting there, and I was like, you know what? This is a tough week, and I'm not gonna lie. Yesterday we were gonna film the podcast, and I did not want to film the podcast yesterday. That's not why
Oh,
we didn't
dude.
film the podcast, but yesterday I was like, I was just like, my body was exhausted, my mind was exhausted. I was just like ready to just curl up into introvert mode and like chill. But
Oh, I feel it.
yeah. So I wanted to talk to the people about something. And this is kind of going to be like a little more of a serious start. We're going to get into the Falcon and Winter Soldier in a second, but I just wanted to say this. For the people that are having hard weeks or those really, really hard days, and you're trying to find things that help you out to get you out of that state, for me, whenever I'm having that, like Luke, I don't know about you, because I know you have some
Mm.
trouble with this too, but whenever I'm having that, I've just kind of decided to start like journaling and just like writing all my thoughts down. And it's not like dear diary, this is what I did today, but it's literally like the thoughts that are going through my brain. I just put on paper, and it just like helps me organize my brain, like reorganize my brain.
Oh
Um,
yeah, no, that
yeah,
is super helpful. And honestly, that's a lot of what I do with like when I write. I like how me and David have our own like little universe that we're writing.
yeah,
But that's sort of like that for me. Like all of my big like ideas, like philosophical arguments, all of the things in my brain that I want to explore, I do that and organize that by writing about it.
Yeah.
It's really, really helpful.
Yeah. It's a big thing. And like, honestly, it's just what got me through the week. It was like
Hmm.
when I wasn't hanging out with Preston and Ryan. Ryan was the person he was with when he was here. But when I wasn't hanging out with Preston and Ryan, I was literally just like either doing schoolwork or I was just like journaling because I was like having so much go on. And like also challenging classes is not it, you know? It's
Oh yeah.
hard classes are not quite it. Um so yeah. But that's enough like soppy stuff. I want to switch to a little bit
Yeah.
of a happier topic. And that's Captain Captain America. Dude, I always think Captain America and Winter Soldier, but Falcon.
I mean, you're not wrong. After that last
I
episode,
know, dude.
it is Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
Exactly, exactly. So Falcon and the Winter
Bro.
Soldier's last episode just came out. And can we talk real quick? We can go through the whole series in a second. But dude, I want to
Mhm.
focus on freaking Falcon's suit. That new Captain America suit.
Oh, dude, the new suit. Oh my God, it is. I wasn't expecting for Falcon to get like a suit upgrade of that capacity because like I've seen that suit in the comics,
Yeah.
and I didn't know if he was gonna get that suit this early. I thought that was gonna be like a movie thing down the line, but
Mhm.
when
Dude.
I saw him in it, with the shield and everything, oh my God,
It just looked so
dude.
icy, bro. I was like, I
It
genuinely
was
think,
so clean.
I genuinely think that is probably the best suit in the MCU.
I would have to agree with you right
I
there.
was, ooh,
It's a perfect blend between, comic books and, realism.
yeah, yeah,
Like there's so much respect for the characters and the comics that they come from
yeah,
in these newer like MCU shows. And I love that.
yeah, dude. It just looked so clean. But let's start at the beginning of the series, dude.
Oh,
So
dude.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Luke. I'm having trouble getting into these Marvel series like WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier because like, dude, I don't know. It's like the first two episodes. I'm like, dude, I really don't care. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I will say with these shows, it follows a lot more of a different structure than the movies do.
Yeah,
Like they try to keep each episode interesting, but with the first few episodes, it does tend to be a little bit slower because it's setting up the conflicts that the characters are going to have.
yeah, yeah. I
Um,
agree. Also, I'm happy that it was showing not just the Falcon being the Falcon the whole time, and not just the Winter Soldier being the Winter Soldier the whole time. Like
yeah.
you had a lot of Sam and you had a lot of Bucky, which I really liked because I feel like Sam got shorted in all the movies. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Like,
No,
yeah,
definitely. Sam was definitely underutilized in the last few movies that he was in. And I'd say the same thing goes with Bucky. Like he hasn't been very well utilized other than like Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
yeah,
But even then that wasn't Bucky, that was the Winter Soldier.
yeah, yeah. Like,
Um
and I
it's
mean, it was kind of nice because he like just kind of got out of that brainwashing. Like, it kind of starts off with him in therapy, like
yeah.
trying to fix his brain, which like, you know, is good.
Yeah. I like how it's exploring the like what someone has to do in order to find closure for doing something shitty or being a shitty person.
Yeah,
Like, and I like how, like, when it comes down to it, when Bucky asks Sam what he should do, Sam just straight up says, "You wanna get better? Do the work.
yeah,
You've just been like lying around waiting for people to feel sorry for you, waiting for people to forgive you, but you need to do the work. You need to be of service to these people." And I think that's one of the the most important lessons that this show has is that, like, if you did something wrong, yes, we want you to do better, and yes, we'll give you a chance to do better, but you have to make the effort to do better.
Yeah,
You need to be actively doing better.
You can't just sit there and try to like throw a pity party for yourself. And like at the book, he had the book where he wrote down all the people he wronged, and he was like trying to make up to them. Ugh. Ooh. Yawn. I'm so sorry. Anyways, but he had the book and he was trying to make it up to these people, and I liked that. I liked how it was like it was like it was like what an old guy would do. You know, like
Oh yeah, no, and it definitely mirrors what Steve Rogers did when he first, got out of the ice.
yeah.
He had his own little book that he wrote down everything that he missed. He wrote down like all of the entertainment that he missed and everything he needs to look up and all of the albums he needs to listen to. And he gets to have that luxury while Bucky, he's haunted by everyone he's killed. He's not using that book to experience what he's missed. He's using that book to make himself better.
Yeah.
He's trying to make amends.
Yeah. And like honestly, like you were saying, like when Sam was saying you have to put in the work to this, I felt like that was a very relatable thing for the audience. Of like, dude, everyone's fucked up. Everyone's done something bad, right? And like, obviously, we're not like very famous or anything like that. So when we fuck up and do something bad, no one really cares. But it's more of a you fix it for yourself, right?
Yeah, our stakes aren't our like public reputation. It's our personal relationships that we have.
Yeah, and like if you think going back, I'm gonna relate it to this because it's the best example of it, and I know you don't like him, but Logan Paul, all right, coming back from like he did a fucked up thing, right? He did a very fucked up thing, and he was a fucking kid and immature and didn't listen to his advising team when they were like, "Yo, you probably shouldn't post that." And he still did because he was a stubborn-headed millionaire just making money. So he was like, whatever, I fucking pissed this. Like, it's fine. But he came back, right? Like, he took time away from everyone to fix himself, and then he came back. And I like how Bucky pretty much did that. Bucky was, like, not doing all this Winter Soldier shit. He was mainly focused on trying to, like, fix himself and make amends to all the things he's done wrong.
Yeah, and I think one of the most important things that this show does is, this is a point that you brought up earlier, it shows you a lot of Sam and Bucky rather than, Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
It focuses a lot on their personal lives and the relationships they have and how those relationships affect their decision making. Like, you see Sam, he's very invested in his family, and he wants to keep his family financially well off, so he's on the side of like selling the boat at first, and that mirrors his decision to give Cap's shield to the Smithsonian.
Yeah,
like he wants the future to happen, and he wants the past to be the past. He wants to be as well off as he can right now in the moment.
Yeah,
it's an understandable mindset to have, especially with his background.
Yeah.
But as the show progresses, you see him, feeling more inclined to fix the boat, and, not just to get it to a point where they can sell it, but fix it to the point where they can start using it again.
Yeah.
So that they don't have to sell it.
Yeah, and also, I want to say, they did Sam so dirty. When Sam gave up the shield thinking it was like a memorial piece and like no one was going to touch it. And then they get this new Captain America who, by the way, looked so fucking stupid. Can we talk about how stupid his face looked?
In the mask, it looked really dumb.
In the mask, it looked so stupid, dude.
I will say, I did like like, I like how when he was announced as Captain America, his suit, it looked like a Captain America suit.
Yeah.
It looked like something that Steve Rogers would wear.
Yeah.
But everything about it just felt just a little bit off, and it didn't feel right. And it really just hit home that, like, middle ground between Captain America and U.S. Agent that John Walker was in. And like, talking about how they did Sam so dirty with that move, like, holy shit. I cannot blame him for wanting to give Cap's shield to the Smithsonian. The best thing to do for a legacy is not to touch it. Don't fuck with it. If it's not your legacy, do not fuck with it.
Yeah, and John Walker fucked with it. Heavy.
Exactly.
And also,
Sam
I like how
Sam deserved the shield because he didn't want to tarnish its legacy. He knew everything that shield meant, and he didn't want to abuse that power.
Yeah. So also something I really like the progression of for John Walker is you see him go from what seems to be like this kind of humble all-American guy trying to get everyone to work together to being this when he was fighting Bucky and Falcon, like after he just killed the guy. He was like, I'm Captain America, blah, blah, blah. Like, you can't take this away from me. And it was like seeing his facial hair, seeing how his makeup was done for the show. It just showed him to be like going more and more insane because of this power that he was given.
Oh, yeah. No, I definitely feel like John Walker felt more power from when he was Captain America than when he took the super soldier serum.
Yeah.
He definitely felt like he had more power, and then, like, I would say it's understandable how John Walker ended up, because you gotta think, he's announced as Captain America. This is one of the most, like, this is a mantle that nobody can live up to.
Yeah. And having someone that didn't even know him, that didn't even, like, know Steve Rogers in general, trying to fill it, that's tough, dude. Because, like, you've spent no time with him, and all you've seen is the stuff on TV at that point.
Yeah. All you know is the legacy that he left behind and not the person that he was. And I think that's a really big, like, that's a really big part of why John Walker didn't work as Captain America. Because he, in Captain America 1, the first Avenger, he, Dr. Erskine told freaking Steve Rogers that he was chosen for the super soldier serum not because he was a perfect soldier, but because he was a good man.
Yeah.
John Walker is the inverse of that.
Yeah.
He not necessarily a good guy, but he is a perfect soldier. He doesn't mean any harm.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't want to do any bad. He just, in the moment, he makes the decisions that a perfect soldier would make.
Yeah. And also, it showed, I feel like John Walker being the perfect soldier was showing in combat. And I watched a video about Falcon and Winter Soldier, and the guy that was doing the video, I forgot which video it was. If I remember, the link will be in the description, because it was a super good video. It was super entertaining. But he was saying how he throws the shield is just like perfect. It's not sloppy how Steve Rogers did it, where it was bouncing off a bunch of stuff. He's like throwing it, it's coming right back to him, and then he's throwing it again. Where Steve Rogers was like hitting different things. He was like doing ricochets more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. John Walker, he is efficient and he is precise, and that is exactly what a perfect soldier would be: efficient, precise, and powerful.
Yeah.
And now that he has the super soldier serum in his veins, as U.S. agent, he has all three of those. He is the perfect soldier. And that's why I think Madam Hydra, who is Contessa Valentina de Fontaine, something like that. Uh,
I don't know.
like the girl that like made him the new suit.
Yeah,
Uh, God, what is her name?
I honestly don't remember. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
but Madam Hydra.
Okay.
I totally forgot where I was going with this.
That's okay.
ADD.
So, I also wanted to go off of this with Captain or with I'm sorry, Falcon and Winter Soldier. Um, so I'm trying to see like a good way to phrase this, other than it sounding like I don't think Tony Stark is an asshole. Okay, well here it is. I think Tony Stark's an asshole, and the reason why I think Tony
100%.
Stark's an asshole is because you see Sam, you see Bucky, and like they're very like to the people, right? They're living in these
Mhm.
they're like living wise, they're not living in huge mansions and they're not doing all this because they're not really
Yeah.
getting paid to be a part of the Avengers, right?
Yeah.
I think Tony Stark should have set that up because like Sam could he had the money to. He had the money
Yes.
to be able to pay all the Avengers for like committing themselves to America and the world, right? Like
Yeah.
he should have, and
Hearing
even the
that
government should have paid them. I feel like a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
he- hearing that they didn't get paid to be a part of the Avengers, it really did sort of make me see Stark in a different light because he totally could have cut their paychecks. He could have set them and their families well off for their entire lives.
Yeah. So like when Sam was financially struggling with his family on the should I sell the boat? Should we just redo it? When they were going to the bank trying to get the loan and they couldn't get the loan, and
Mhm.
all these things. Literally, the only thing on my mind was, well, what the fuck? Like, I feel like they should be getting paid for what they're doing. It's like they're not getting paid for any of the work they're doing, but they're literally saving the world from dying, like from everyone dying. Like,
Yeah, no, like they're doing the most important job, but they're not getting paid for it. That's kind of fucked up.
yeah, like I don't know. It definitely made me see Tony Stark in a different way where I was like, like,
Yeah.
come
Like
on.
I still think like he doesn't Tony Stark didn't mean any harm,
Yeah.
and like he definitely did want like the world's protection was his main priority, but the fact that he didn't pay his fucking team,
Yeah, like
that's shitty.
come on, dude. Um but yeah, that's just my thoughts on it. Do you have anything more for Falcon and Winter Soldier that you want to talk about?
Um, let's see. Isaiah Bradley.
Isaiah Bradley.
Isaiah Bradley. His character is the most important part of Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Who is Isaiah Bradley? Not gonna lie. Don't know who that is.
He was the first black super soldier.
Oh,
And-
oh,
and-
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. He and his story it's so important to not only the story of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but to the story of America because it is a direct parallel to, you know, our past.
Yeah.
This country was built on slaves and slave labor, and they don't get any recognition for it. The people who get recognition for things are the inventors who, sign the patents
Yeah.
for things,
Yeah.
not the people who actually put in the work building this country. Like, the reason why we have everything that we have, all of these amazing things, is because we forced someone to do the things that we didn't want to do.
Yeah.
We don't want to go out and, build these giant skyscrapers or build these, long ass railroads. But people are desperate enough for money. And those people that are desperate enough are usually minorities.
Mm-hmm.
And back then, minorities, like black people, they were just slaves. Like they didn't have a choice. They didn't have a say.
Yeah.
And for them to not get any recognition,
It was
Yeah.
definitely fucked up, and I wanted him to go more into his story. Like obviously they did the best
Mhm.
they did the best with the time constraint that they had.
I
Right.
personally would love an Isaiah Bradley movie,
Yeah.
like a dark parallel on the first Avenger, where, you know, in Isaiah Bradley's story, it mirrors Steve Rogers. Like, Steve, his first mission was breaking all of his buddies out of prison, right?
Yeah.
His first mission as a super soldier. And he did that, and he was seen as a hero. He was praised publicly. But Isaiah Bradley, he was put in a similar position. A bunch of, super soldiers that they tested on, they got captured, and Isaiah Bradley was the only one who didn't get captured.
Yeah.
And they were about to bomb the prison to kill everyone so that nobody had, evidence that, super soldiers could be black people.
Yeah.
And so he said no, and he broke his comrades out of prison. And instead of, being seen as a hero, he got locked in jail. He got tormented, experimented on. All of the people that he saved ended up dying anyway.
Yeah.
The only reason that he was still alive was because someone wrote him a false death certificate and let him, live his life as someone else.
Yeah. It was definitely fucked up. I don't know, the whole story, I was like, dude, like, it was definitely that dark, twisted past, that it was the not glamorous part of being a super soldier that could happen, but it just didn't happen to Steve Rogers. You know what I'm saying? Like, Steve Rogers got lucky, if we're being honest.
Yeah. Steve Rogers, the only reason why Steve Rogers worked was because he was a good man.
Yeah.
That's what he was. Erskine, he chose the right guy. There is no one else on this earth like Steve Rogers, and there will never be anyone like Steve Rogers. The only reason that, or the reason that, Sam Wilson is the perfect fit as the successor to Captain America is because now he knows everything that shield represents. Not just the good, but the bad too. That mantle, him accepting that mantle is going to make a lot of people really angry, because that shield not only carries the legacy of Steve Rogers, but the legacy of Isaiah Bradley and how he was treated.
Yeah.
That shield represents both sides of Captain America.
Yeah, so this is my question. Do you think another Avengers movie will come out where Sam and Bucky have more prominent parts?
Yes. From what I've heard from David, at least, I'm not sure if this is true, but I think Marvel said that they are going to make another Captain America movie with Falcon as Captain America, and it's probably going to be, Captain America and the Winter Soldier, and Falcon and the Winter Soldier is getting a season 2.
That is sick. I'm definitely excited for that.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So we talked about our week in review. We talked about Falcon Winter Soldier. We talked about journaling. I want to add something quick, spike ball thing, really, really quick. That is okay.
All right.
Getting off topic. And honestly, this episode this week is going to be pretty short. Like me and Luke said, we both had pretty hard weeks. We didn't have a lot of time to come and plan. So we were just working on different things this whole week. So,
Yeah. I'm glad we got to talk about Falcon and the Winter Soldier a little bit more in depth, though.
Yeah.
That's been something I wanted to talk about.
Yeah. So a little spike ball thing for all my spike ball people, that I wanted to talk about. So Luke, in spike ball, there's a few different types of serves, right? There's a cut serve where if I'm hitting it with my left hand, I put spin on it to make it, when it hits the net, go more left, right? And there's a reverse cut where if I'm hitting it with my left hand, I put spin on it so when it hits the net, it goes right? Or it goes Or I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah, like you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying.
I
I'm
know what
sorry.
you're saying. Yeah,
Yeah, like a cut. If you're looking at the net and you're hitting with your left hand, it goes more right, and which like
yeah.
yeah, sorry, it goes more right, and then a reverse cut will go left, right? Well, I was talking with
Hmm.
a few of my spike ball people yesterday while we were at pickup, and spike ball's in kind of a weird spot right now because everyone that's been playing for a few months has at least a cut serve, but not a lot of people have reverse cut serves because it's like one of the hardest serves. It is the hardest serve to do in spike ball, right?
Hmm.
Well, I think that this is just for my spike ball people, and then we're going to move on really quickly. But I think a little hot take, a little prediction is that in the next like year or a few months, everyone will have a reverse cut serve and a cut serve, and it'll make spike ball way more serve ball again. Um,
Yeah,
then yeah,
I can see something like that happening.
yeah, and I mean it was serve ball up until they moved it back to 7 feet, but it'll definitely affect the game. Um, oh my gosh, I'm so
Mm.
sorry. My throat is just not it right now. Um,
You're
but
good.
it's going to make it pretty much impossible to return, right? So Spike Ball
Yeah.
sent Florida a big ball to like a pretty much prototype of a new ball that they're going to be coming out with in the next year or two. They just need
Hmm.
a few communities to do testing on it and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Um, well, we were playing with the new ball, and I don't really like it because it's too big. It takes away cut serves and it takes away reverse cut serves. It pretty much, and it's a lot harder to hit. It's pretty much like taking away the hard aspects of defense. And
I see.
yeah,
So it's making it a lot more of a blunt game.
yeah, it's making it a lot more blunt, and like it's when you get a rally going with it, it's not as cool as when you get a rally going with a normal spike ball, right?
Yeah.
Or like
Yeah,
maybe
there's more finesse to the smaller one.
yeah, and like maybe if they could find like a middle ground between the prototype they sent Florida and the one that they have now, I feel like that could be good. Um, but yeah, pretty much that's just all I wanted to say about the spike ball thing, really quick. Because yeah.
Mm.
Um, all right, back to Marvel. Sorry, that came to my mind, and I was like, I'm going to forget this if I don't say this right now. Um,
Yeah.
oh my gosh. So obviously there's a new Spider-Man movie coming out. For the
Hmm.
new Avengers movie that I'm hoping comes out. Comic
Yeah.
wise, is there anything that you think is going to be like? Who do you think is going to be the villain? Are they redoing the MCU, or
I
what do you
I
think?
think I don't know. I'm not sure where they're going with the Avengers side of the MCU, because right now we have a look at two very different sides. We've seen WandaVision, which is the more like reality breaking side, and we've seen Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which is the more like grounded spy, government aspect of it.
Yeah.
Um, so I think with the Avengers movies, it's going to be a real toss up. They're either going to be really grounded and go after someone, maybe Baron Zemo again. Although I don't see him being a villain, maybe like an anti-hero,
Yeah.
or like
Kind of like a
maybe like
Deadpool
a
vibe,
neutral,
maybe.
maybe not even Deadpool, but maybe just like a neutral force.
I got you.
Um,
I got you.
but who the fuck is stomping on my ceiling? um, let's see. But yeah, I think with the Avengers, the more mystical side, if they go more like reality breaking, it's definitely going to involve Wanda, and I definitely think that the mutants inclusion in and introduction into the Marvel universe is going to be related to the Scarlet Witch.
Okay.
I think some of the more grounded stuff, maybe like Ultron. We might see Ultron reappear, and and that can be more of like the Falcon and the Winter Soldier vibe, a bit more grounded, a bit more techie, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
All right. So
yeah,
that's all I
I'm
have.
excited.
Do you have anything else you want to talk about?
Not really. I mean, I have a few topics in mind for like entire like podcast sections. Like we can do entire podcasts on these topics, so I don't want to get too far into them. But I've been on TikTok a bit more recently, and I've been looking at a lot of conspiracy theories.
There you go.
And oh my God, some of these are really dumb and some of these are really convincing, but I think all of them, I don't believe any of them.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's important if you're gonna be on TikTok, do not take anything that is said on TikTok as fact.
Yeah. It's not a good way to get news. And also, if you start doing that, you start ending up on the political side of TikTok, and the political side of TikTok sucks dick. Because
it's so bad.
It's a bunch of extreme right and it's a bunch of extreme left just like going at each other. And it's like, dude.
Yeah, no. And it's like one side saying that fucking Joe Biden is a lizard in a trench coat, and we're being run by lizards, and there are aliens out there, there's a whole galactic federation, and there's like, even if it were true, like, it's really stupid, and it's really stupid to believe it right now.
Yeah.
And like the other side too, like saying that I don't like hearing people talk about Donald Trump anymore, just in general.
Yeah.
I think we should just forget about him. The last 4 years have been quite embarrassing. So I think it's better if we all just forget about it.
Fair enough. All right. Well, honestly, it was a short podcast. I hope you guys don't really mind that. It was just a really hard week for me and Luke, and we did not have a bunch of time to go and make all this, because usually throughout the week, me and Luke are on the phone 3-4 times talking almost the entire time while we're on the phone about what we're going to say, the topics we're going to cover on the podcast, so we can do research on them.
Yeah.
We kind of were a little bit cheapskatey with Falcon and Winter Soldier because it just ended. So we were like, all right, it worked out.
I mean, sometimes you just got to get the easy content.
Yeah, facts.
I mean, shit, like, we're going to have more podcasts in the future to talk about other things, but I think, talking about something like Falcon and the Winter Soldier while it's still relevant is probably a good idea.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching this episode. We will see you next week. It'll definitely be a longer podcast if we can get the guy that was supposed to be on this week, Arn. It'll be longer. It'll be a very Destiny-heavy podcast, so we predict. Things always happen. Things change, Yeah. It is what it is. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and we will talk to you later. Peace.
See ya.